This is a good question. Who could replace Beerus? That's a really good question. They have Broly and him on the. I don't think Broly. No, I don't think Broly would be the one. I was thinking Vegeta. I remember for a while when Beerus first mentioned that, or was it Beerus or Whis who mentioned? No, it was Whis. When Vegeta asked for training, and Whis was like, "As long as you train to get ready to be the god of destruction." It could be Vegeta. Honestly, thinking about it, Vegeta would probably be the best option. Just thinking of the franchise, even though it would take Vegeta away from his family, so I wouldn't like that. Yeah, so probably not Vegeta. I don't know. What would his take be? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Broly is good for it. You know, outside of his two friends, he doesn't have much of a story with him. His father's gone. You know what I'm saying? He is training with Goku and them, but he's not living on Earth. Did he? No, he's at Beerus' world or he's at his world. So this could be like a new story for him. Who knows? Maybe he has Broly on the cover because he has Broly as hold up. He has Broly on the thumbnail, so maybe to showcase that. I don't know. But shout out to Cardo's Dojo. It's been a minute since I reacted to any of his videos, but I love his content, especially as a Dragon Ball fan. But let me know in the comments. I would say Vegeta, but that would really mess up a lot of other stuff, like with his wife, his kids, and stuff like that. Everybody else, he'll be out of the picture. Man, definitely not Frieza. Heck no. Heck no. That is the last thing they will want. The Zenos might just erase the whole universe if he is the god of destruction. But yeah, I guess between Vegeta and Broly, but let's see. I'll put the original video in the description below.
Hi? Sorry, I've never worked for a God of Destruction before, but Whis told me that you need a suitable candidate for God of Destruction, so I compiled a list of some potential options we could go through.
No. Try not to bore me. Whis hates when I leave scorch marks on the lawn.
Definitely not Goku. Yeah, he couldn't do that job.
Keep that in mind. First, we have Goku. Oh, I recognize him, actually. I made a plan to kill him once. Anyway, Goku seemingly has good qualifications for this position. Apparently, he used destruction against
He's not one to destroy planets and stuff like that.
Though it was a very scuffed version of the technique, and I'm not even sure this happened. It's almost like there's two parallel versions of how this fight and basically everything else has played out in the multiverse up to this point right now. Regardless, having a natural affinity for the signature technique of the gods of destruction puts him at a good starting point. Beyond that, Goku's proficiency and command over Ultra Instinct has already surpassed the level you've managed to achieve in your millions of years of life, Lord Beerus. To the point that in the Tournament of Power, you showed him true respect, with maybe even a little bit of fear. Then, after he gained fuller mastery and control over this godly power, you commended Goku's technique while fighting the Planet Eater Moro.
If you ever mention that again, I'll make you a candidate for destruction.
Understood, scratching that off the record immediately. But it's important to note that level of respect and admiration is rare from you, Lord Beerus. So I thought that perhaps you even see Goku as a good candidate for the role. But the biggest issue with Goku is himself.
Yeah,
he has repeatedly
that wouldn't even look right.
Want the position,
him
so
and
I don't
Gohan
see that
are out of the
changing
picture
anytime soon, especially since it's such a heartless job that doesn't suit Goku's nature and pure heart. And a quick side note, angels are a species, and they're all related, so stop saying this stupid fan theory that Goku will become an angel instead of a god of destruction at the end of the series, because it just doesn't make any damn sense. It's pretty funny, though, because Angel Goku is often paired with God of Destruction Vegeta, who I'm about to mention to Lord Beerus over here. So, similarly to Goku, Vegeta's power qualifications are pretty impressive, with him specifically focusing on the path of destruction before the events that unfolded on Planet Cereal, even unlocking a transformation entirely fueled by that power called Ultra Ego.
That's a stupid sounding name.
I know, right? Anyway, from my research, it seems like you're more deeply invested in Vegeta than even Goku. The two of you have had a couple of fights after your search for the Super Saiyan God that led to Vegeta getting curb stomped.
I love how the series still lets y'all know that Beerus is still that dude.
Something in the process. When you two sparred for the first time, you even acknowledged that Vegeta is strong enough to be a candidate for God of Destruction, just in a different universe. The second time you fought him, you used it as a way to show Vegeta the true nature of destruction, allowing him to more truly understand the power you wield and what he needs to do to wield it himself.
It's not a terrible idea, but that Saiyan upstart is still second-rate compared to Goku. Why would I settle for second? Do you think the God of Destruction is second place?
No. Of course you're the strongest in Universe 7 if you don't count Whis, of course.
Whis.
When he did that karate chop.
My apologies,
Enough.
Lord Beerus. I didn't mean to touch
I
on
was
the
like,
sore
dang,
spot there.
knocked out
but I
cold.
do think we could take some inspiration on your candidate for God of Destruction by looking to other universes. Specifically, Universe 11. I think an interesting parallel could be made when you notice how Goku is to Vegeta is how Jiren is to Toppo. You see, Jiren's self-reliance and him shutting himself off from others, this lack of trust, is an inverse of Goku, while Toppo's more open and cooperative nature is an inverse to Vegeta's more isolated personality. So maybe Goku, much like Jiren, will remain the stronger of the pair, but as the second strongest, Vegeta will fill the role of God of Destruction candidate that Goku doesn't want, just like Toppo.
So Vegeta is really the best I've got? I'd have preferred someone with a better sense of humor. And maybe a better hairline.
I wouldn't lock in Vegeta just yet, Lord Beerus, because I think he's got some bigger issues that a finasteride prescription just can't fix. As neat as that parallel would be, it's hard to see Vegeta accepting a job that would likely isolate him from his family, especially seeing the way he acted with pregnant Bulma.
Yeah, I was
Not
about to say his
mention
character
own
arc would just mess it up
inability
because
to return
all
to
that
the
character
callous
arc to be this
man he
family
was in
man
the
would just
past
wouldn't make
twice,
sense now.
And once being when he embraced the powers of destruction. I think even if he was offered the job, Vegeta might just reject it outright. But he's someone we should keep in mind.
Because if it was an older Vegeta, like I'm talking about like older, like in the beginning times, he would take it. But now with all this character development, the arc of Vegeta being his family man, which is cool to see, being much softer, it just wouldn't make sense for him to go back to now I'm going to be by myself doing my thing with Whis. It just wouldn't make sense. He looks, outside of that family stuff, he would be a more candidate person. It's just now with the great development that the writers have for him, it just if it would have happened, it wouldn't make sense. Like why? Like what for? What? It's like they said, you didn't even want to leave when your wife was pregnant. It's like, come on, bro, that just wouldn't. Nah, it wouldn't fit.
Only two options I have are too soft.
Oh no, we're not even close to out of potential candidates yet, Lord Beerus. I mean, look at how many slides I have left.
Oh, really? Who else could even compete with those two?
Well, there is Goku's son Gohan.
That's not going to happen. Oh, well.
That's Son Gohan.
In
terms of innate
that's
potential,
not going to happen.
his
This
power
brother,
ceiling
you
seems
got to
to be
get him
far above
so motivated
Goku
to
and
fight
Vegeta.
in general.
He just lacks the dedication to maintain himself. But perhaps a position like God of Destruction would keep him in better shape due to the responsibility. Even if it doesn't, it isn't
Piccolo
like being lazy
maybe
and
could
being
be a
God of
candidate.
Destruction are mutually exclusive.
Knowing how he is, he probably
Like
could.
Champa.
Yeah, like Champa. Regardless, Gohan's current power clearly rivals that of Goku and Vegeta's with his new beast form. Though it was just a spar, being able to overcome the speed of Ultra Instinct and knock Goku out of the form is still extremely impressive when you consider how well the form did against Jiren, Moro, and even more recently, Gas. Gohan has even had his hidden potential unleashed multiple times, however that works, and has gone on to surpass his own hidden potential, however that works. If you want a God
Yeah,
of
they just
Destruction
write
with
that
a
in
high
there.
likelihood to stay at the top of Universe 7 in terms of power, someone like Gohan would be a great choice.
He wouldn't
but he
do it.
even has more to offer. As a scholar, Gohan has a research-oriented and analytical mind. So while Goku and Vegeta might have the power to be God of Destruction, their ability to know what planets should and shouldn't be destroyed is a bit more questionable, while someone like Gohan might be better for just increasing the overall mortal level of Universe 7.
Don't waste my time. I've already said someone that straight-laced isn't suited for destruction.
You did? Oh. You did. Okay, let's
Yeah,
let's
this
move on.
wouldn't make- that
Let's
was
go
another
to the
part
next
that wouldn't
choice
make
then,
sense.
and he's right here.
I
on your
guess
planet.
Broly would be the
It's
best
Broly.
choice.
You see, Broly has no real home, so he doesn't have the same part
Or
of
no real
time,
story
earthly
outside of what we
attachments
know
as
already.
The others do. If anything, it's a bonus for you because where Broly goes, Chi-Lai goes, and you seem to like having her around. In terms of actual qualifications, though, his potential is beyond belief. Clearly, it's so far beyond anyone else that when he loses control, it's more than just a planet or two at risk. But that makes his ceiling harder to reach than potentially even Gohan. According to Goku, Broly, when going all out, might even surpass you. So the power component is already there for him to be a God of Destruction. Honestly, if we're only considering power and no external attachments, Broly might be the best option by far.
You should have started with a pick that clear first. Whis, Get that brute over here!
Please hold on one second, Lord Beerus, because there's still one important thing we have to consider here. While yes, Broly is probably the person with the most potential of anyone discussed so far, his drawback is control and technique. He only just recently
where
learned
Whis
how to
comes in.
control his own Super Saiyan transformation. And while its power is beyond any Super Saiyan seen before, it still took him a pretty long time to master it. Even you were unimpressed despite its pure power being seemingly hard to match. So how would Broly go about learning something as difficult as destruction, a godly technique that even
he
took
can learn that
Vegeta
with
a lot
Whis'
of training,
teachings.
self-reflection, and control.
He's already doing a good
use
job
at
compared
will.
to
Even
when
God
they
Ki
first
as
saw
a
him.
concept seems like it doesn't suit Broly and likely wouldn't work with his own unique Saiyan biology when compared to Goku and Vegeta. So I'm not sure this is a wall that can simply be overcome.
So are you going to give me an actual candidate or more dead ends, Morty?
Whoa, 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 it is age 783, all right? You cannot be calling mortals that anymore. What is it with the people I work for, man? I gotta get a new job. Anyway, none of the options I presented to you are dead ends. They just all have flaws because no one is perfect for this position, even if you want them to be.
At least give me a non-Saiyan for my next choice.
Sure, no more Saiyans. Hold on one second. How about
Piccolo.
Piccolo?
Yep.
In terms of power,
He
Orange
actually would
Piccolo
be a
is
good candidate
definitely
for
up
it.
there. I do think he's weaker than the others I've mentioned, but I've recently received intel that he shouldn't be much weaker and could likely hold his own. He even used to be
Good.
able
Stop
to
having him
destroy
being a
and
back
kill
burner
for
every
fun,
time.
So doing it with
Ever since
purpose
Vegeta
now
showed
could
up,
be something he might
he's
be
now
more
been the
comfortable with
backside.
if it's for a greater good. Actually, he already was a god in the past. It's a long story, but half of him used to be the god of Earth.
like now,
and then
instead
he
of
merged
watching
with
Earth,
that
he can
half
watch the
again,
whole
granting him
universe.
the memories and experience
actually
of his
would be
godly
really
self,
good.
likely giving him an advantage in the knowledge.
You know what?
required
Yeah,
to
I'm gonna say that. Out of all the candidates, thinking about how Piccolo is, knowing about, he would be the greatest decision. Thinking about it now, he definitely would. Yeah, I'm gonna say Piccolo's the first option.
Become a god.
Piccolo,
Speaking
Broly,
of
then
gods,
Vegeta.
A lot of
But
gods
forget
actually
Vegeta and
came
Broly,
from
just
the
put
Demon
Piccolo
realm
there.
originally. Specifically, the Kai of the multiverse, who are all Glin. Actually, this would help me a lot if you don't mind, Lord Beerus. Are you from the Demon realm?
Don't push your luck.
Right. Sorry. Back to Piccolo. While he does have attachments to some of the people on Earth, they're not nearly as direct as Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan.
Yeah, no.
So I could see
He
him
will watch
moving to
over
this
them, but
world
he will
when the
still do
time
his
for him to
job,
take
like he
over their
already is
position comes.
doing.
I think the ability to visit Earth or be visited would
Yeah.
be more than enough for him.
Just like how
I
Beerus
get how
visits.
this works now. Get to the problems.
Well, Piccolo might have had just a little bit too much of a change of heart. While fighting for Universe 7 in the Tournament of Power, he struggled to eliminate a universe. This is obviously far more severe and with less greater good than destroying unruly planets, but it could mean that Piccolo doesn't have the attitude for the job anymore.
Nah,
There's
he'll
also
snap
his
out of it.
potential. Everyone else on this list just seems to have far higher potential than Piccolo, who, despite continuing his training, fell behind everyone else until using the Dragon Balls to awaken his own hidden potential. Even with his hidden potential fully unlocked, it wasn't enough to keep up, and a bonus power-up from Shenron was required for him to truly compete with the others mentioned before. So it's possible he's very close to his upper limit in terms of strength, which might not be the best fit for God of Destruction.
Can we skip ahead to the best option?
Okay.
I
sure.
think Piccolo's the
I was
best
messing
option.
around.
Oh,
until now.
no,
I was saving the
no,
obvious
Frieza
choice
is
up
not
to
an option.
last. Someone stronger than anyone else on this list. Someone you know and have worked with personally. There is no better option than him.
It's like, do you want Beerus to...
Monaka.
Oh.
Not him!
Why the hell not? Isn't he the strongest guy you ever fought?
I don't care. Not him!
Okay, I'm sorry, Lord Beerus. Jeez, I didn't know you had a falling out or something. My bad. My only other option is my old boss, Lord Frieza. In terms of potential, he might not have the most, but he's
Oh,
definitely
can you
in the
imagine
upper half
him
of
getting
this
that
list,
rope?
and
Bro,
his
no
current power
way.
is seemingly beyond anyone else
No
I've
way,
spoken
he's
about.
destroying
Even if
everything.
his innate potential isn't as large as someone like Broly, his ability to create transformations is very Saiyan-esque, and likely means he can learn advanced concepts like God Ki and Hakai. Especially when you remember, he's been able to dedicate himself to years of training, as shown by the 10 years he trained in a time chamber. Then we have his intelligence. While I think his arrogance has cost him way too many opportunities in the past, I even have first-hand experience of that, he is undeniably an intelligent business
you want
and
the universe to be
military leader.
destroyed
So
if you
in
hire him.
theory, he should be able to keep the universe's mortal level in balance.
Unfortunately, Frieza's the biggest upstart in the multiverse. We can't trust him to be alive, let alone do a good job as God of Destruction.
Well, it was you who allowed him to remain alive after the Tournament of Power.
He was going to be revived by Earth's Dragon Balls anyway, so I simply expedited the process.
Well, you could have just told them not to revive Frieza regardless. But either way, Earth's Dragon Balls already revived Frieza once. That means they can't do it again.
So you're telling me that idiot Saiyan actually played Frieza for a fool?
Whether Goku played Frieza, was just stupid, or didn't even know how Frieza was revived in the first place, it doesn't really matter, because all the same, you didn't have to revive the guy. And what's worse, this is what he's been doing to Universe 7 after being revived. I'm sure Zeno and the Grand Priest wouldn't approve of him being allowed
That's what I'm saying.
to do
If
this.
they make
But
him
if
God
you
of
could
Destruction,
spin it
Zeno's
to
gonna
be
go
that
in
he
and
was
remove
always going to
everything.
become a candidate for God of Destruction, perhaps even making it so this position is Frieza's new personal hell. A job that gives him power and influence over the universe, just like he wanted, but in a way that requires him to help it, or else he would be permanently
Now,
erased. Well,
Black
it's a
Frieza,
fitting
man,
and
that's
even
another
a poetic
issue.
punishment, if you ask me.
Well,
We
these
still don't know if
really
that's
my
stronger
only
than Beerus.
options. Surely there's someone else.
Well, we did skip Monaka. Okay, I'll give you some space to consider what I presented. Thank you for your time.
Piccolo, I think, is the
knew I
best
should have
time.
gotten the gig at the space car dealership, man. Anyway, you could check out my last gig right here, and
That was cool. I like how he does this. Like he's actually talking to him, and I'm pretty sure he's voice acting Beerus there too, which I think is pretty slick. I'll put the original video in the description below, but I think Piccolo, thinking how he is, yes, he's had some soft routes, but nah, he's one to get the task done if he needs to. You know what I'm saying? I know the Tournament of Power and all that, but I'm talking about now, especially in that position. I think knowing Piccolo, he would take that role seriously, which would be interesting because, you know, like it started where Piccolo grabbed Whis' arm and Whis was like, unhand me. I said remove it. To now, yes, Lord Piccolo. Like, at first it was them being serious with each other, to now they working together. I think that would be pretty cool. But no, I would say Piccolo, Broly, then Vegeta. Frieza, heck no. That won't make sense. Goku and Gohan, no, they're not meant for. Their heart's not for that. Vegeta, I wouldn't like because he's already developed as a family man. You know, Broly doesn't have much to him, that can add more story to him. But Piccolo, I think, would be the best decision, and he can still visit them and train Pan and all that. So yeah, we'll see. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Shout out to him. I'll put the original video in the description.